Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Friday, August 28th, 2009. Well, folks, we're seeing a little bit of a mixed bag on Wall Street today. We initially gapped up very strong today, only to sell off unbelievably heavy. All right, down to the downside, we flew all the way down to a pretty good level, and I'll show you that right here. The dotted line does denote that lower level that we're seeing. Now, interestingly enough, you can see that that also happens to be this pivot low from here, right here, a couple days ago, and then this little consolidation pattern right here, that dotted line crosses right there. That's exactly where we came down to before we started to bounce up in this market. Sure enough, the bounce is coming in. It's a very nice bounce right now in the market. That's after we sold off from a major gap up. Now, why did we gap up this morning? Well, we gapped up mainly due to Dell reported earnings yesterday after the bell that beat estimates. And then Intel this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time came out and upped their guidance for the following quarter. That was very bullish for tech, and you saw the futures respond immediately. The market raced higher pre-market, up as much as 8-9 points on the futures. Now, as soon as we opened and sold off. Now, the interesting thing about where we opened on a technical side, and I really want to focus on technicals today, so let's cover that in depth, is that you had to know your levels. I covered them all in the research center to our premium guys last night, as well as the chat room. The chat room obviously knows the key levels, but this market today gapped up right into a double top as of the previous high pivot in this market. Now, that high pivot, you had to go back to Tuesday and see, and it's right here. See this high pivot right here at 104.25 or so, give or take a couple pennies? That's exactly where we gapped to this morning. Sure enough, follow that same color trend line. Watch this line here just as we go across. You can just follow it directly as I scan through and look at this market gapping right into that level, piercing it, and then starting to fall right off of it. And sure enough, we fell, and we fell fast, folks. The market really dumping all shares of everything, even including Dell and Intel, although they are holding up a little bit on the day. Intel's still up about 80 cents, and Dell is still up about 39, 40 cents on the day, but that is off the highs from earlier. Now, the sell-off really took hold, and we shot all the way down. Now, we started to get a little bit of a bounce here. This level, again, we denoted in our Premium Trader video last night as a major level of support, and you can see right between this 103.50 to 103.60 level, which has been a major level in this market for days now. Sure enough, you come right down into it, and then you get a 1-2 bar bounce. Now, those of you that are students of technicals, and really students of ours, know that this is a bearish pattern development. Right here you have bearish inside bars in the frame of a bearish in spirit of trend line or trend analysis here, and sure enough the market rolled off of that all the way back down. We come all the way down to our next master level right here, the green trend line, which is right above the 200. That's at 103.15. Now that 103.15 denotes the previous high from Friday's pivot, which has been so important in this market. We've discussed that to our premium guys in depth as well. Sure enough, the bounce comes in there. We go right back up to this 103.50 level, at which point you know support, this was support before, this area, this 103.50 to 103.60 level was support because you can see the bounce there. Once it gets broken, though, it becomes resistance. The market rebounds all the way up right there, piercing it, touching the high end of that, and then selling off and starting to roll lower, and we really did see some massive selling come in at this point, although the volume, in all fairness, is light, but it's all been selling volume here on the downside. Sure enough, we come all the way down, we take out the 20 and the 50 and the 200 here, and you can see the green trend line the second time down gets taken out. We go right to this next dotted line, and look at this dotted line. The dotted line, as I said earlier, comes right from this little low right here to this point, and then right this consolidation here, and that's why you know there's support there. When you're coming into that level, you have to know that level very well, and sure enough, that's exactly where you're going to have support. It pierces it and starts to bounce. We have a little retrace and then a sizable bounce, taking us right up to that 103.15, which also happens to be a necktie of resistance at the 200, the 50, and the 20 right above here. So all this level, major resistance on the upside, and the market is pulling off beautifully off that level. Now, what are you going to look for this afternoon in this market? Let's be honest. Let's see what's going to happen. We obviously know volume is going to get lighter and lighter most likely this afternoon due to the fact that you have people, most traders have already left for the day by this time, about 1 o'clock p.m., 1:20 p.m. here Eastern Time. But bottom line is you're going to have to clear this level right here. Anywhere between this level at 103.15 and 103.25, this 10-cent range right here, and I'll draw a little X. If you can clear that and get above it, you actually can retrace all the way back to this 103.50 to 103.60 level right up here. That would be your spot if you're able to close above this level and confirm it. It really means stay above that level for a second candle. If you can do that, then you should make a move up on the upside all the way to this 103.50 level, 103.60 level. If you get through that, the next level would be 103.95, 104, and then obviously the highs of the day today, that 104 and a quarter, 104.35 level on the SPY. Now, right now, inside this big move, this could be a little bit of a bearish pattern, but again, all will depend on if this market can stay below this major support line, resistance line right in here. If we stay below, what you're going to look for is continuation on the downside, possibly to a double bottom, maybe even further on the downside. Now, it's a little unlikely we really see more downside in this market to the dramatic effect of taking out this low. The reason why I say that is because it's Friday afternoon on light volume. Volume's only going to get lighter this afternoon. We're on par to possibly have one of our lightest trading days of the year, and you have to realize that. So again, everything's going to have to do with this area right here. A close above, start looking on the upside for more upside. A close below and stay below, and it doesn't clear that, you can start to have a little bit of a negative bias maybe for a pullback here, and we'll continue to watch that very closely in this market, guys. Can't stress it enough how big this is to this market right now. This level right here at 103.15, 103.25, that range for now. All right, so we'll continue to watch that and see how it plays out. Downside support, minor support at 102.95. Good support at double bottom, 103.70 to 75. Excuse me, 102.70 to 102.75. And then ultimately more support here at 102.50, and 102 down here will be massive support. And it's really a closing basis. There are certain levels here we have to be watching. And I'll update all my premium guys and premium women here in the closing video today at the end of the day that I do, which is about 30 to 40 minutes on the hardcore technicals on oil, gold, the dollar, the markets, key stocks. We'll talk about a key stock that was added to the Pro Trader watch list, excuse me, the Hot Charts and Alerts and Pro Trader watch list, but the Hot Charts and Alerts was isolated to within a penny of the high of this stock, and those of you that have the premium service obviously know what it was, and that stock from that level is down $1.70. $1.70 off that level. We isolated that as a short play, came to a penny within the exact level we pointed to, and since then has just dumped and rolled over. What an amazing call there, added to the Hot Charts and Alerts. That Hot Charts and Alerts has been unbelievably accurate. That's probably more accurate than anything else out there, including Goldman Sachs' documents and all what they do, and they're pretty big. You know, they obviously can make the market do what they want, but long story short, it's an amazing service, folks, and that's all included inside the Research Center. Everything under the Research Center is included in a one-time a month $49.99 fee. It's amazing stuff in there. And if you're don't have it, you're missing out big time. Bottom line is you're just missing out, and you're probably leaving tons of money on the table, especially with those hot charts and alerts. In any case, keep an eye on this level in the markets. Very, very important to watch. Let's go quickly to a couple key stocks and key charts to look. Let's take a look at the UUP today. UUP here, trading basically flat on the day. It has risen up, which makes sense, right? We've talked about how the dollar is a key component of what this market does. The dollar, when it's lower, the markets are up. Well, guess where it was early on in the day? When it opened, the dollar was lower. Now it's flat. It's made a move up. Thus, the markets have gone like this. All right, that's so important to understand, guys. Markets have moved down when the dollar moves up. That's just the way it is, and you can see that happening today precisely. Sure enough, the dollar just dumped out a little bit, and what have the markets just done? They just ran up a little bit over the last hour or so. So it does make sense there. In addition, the USO is trading basically flat on the day. Look at the volatility in the USO today, all over the map, with actually a very, very nice bounce right now. The GLD is basically up a little bit on the day, although it has come in almost near the lows of the day. Some key stocks to watch today. Take a look at Goldman Sachs, down 66 cents. That's actually had a powerful run up here recently, but Exxon's really the one to watch. Exxon is still relatively near the lows. We'll have to keep a close eye to see if this market continues to rally. If Exxon continues to push, the market should follow suit and continue to push. Again, take a look, guys. We're right into that 103.15 resistance area. You're going to watch that very, very closely to see if it gets taken out. If it gets taken out and closed above and confirmed there, you may see this 103.50, and the markets actually could come back and be basically flat on the day. That would not be surprising based on the fact that this whole week, basically, the markets have been flat to slightly higher across the board. All right, other than that, folks, we hope you come and join the Research Center. We'd love to have you. In addition, come and join the chat room if you're an intraday guy or intraday girl. We'd love to have you, and it's an unbelievable learning environment. You'll learn more in one day in the Research Center than you will learn in any other webinar out there that spends 5-6 hours doing a constant technical analysis. One day, folks. Talk to you soon. Take care.